Welcome everybody. My name is Don Brock. I am your MC for tonight along with Jerry Redmond. So happy to be here. What a great turnout for a fantastic event for Mississippi Valley State University. I've been the city attorney for around 13 years, I think, and I've learned firsthand what it's like to work across aisles in government. And I tell you what, Mississippi Valley State is an absolute gem in the Mississippi Delta. And I don't think it's utilized enough. When Gene Cadney and Larry Griggs asked me to be a part of this program, number one, I was so humbled and really appreciated that. Number two, I remembered going into my father's office, Donnie Brock, longtime lawyer in Greenwood who passed away a couple years ago. And I took two things off his shelf. One was a button that said simply, Positive Mississippi. And I have that on my desk today. The other thing was Up from a Cotton Patch, written by Mr. J.H. White, who obviously this program is written about. And I thought that was so interesting. I always knew he had it in his office, but not only did my father have it, he has marginal notations on several pages in this book, including toward the end, charging into the next challenge of the 21st century in his handwriting, and also highlighted, we cannot change past experience, but we can determine what the new one shall be like. We can make the coming day just what we want it to be. We can be tomorrow what we think today. He thought enough about Dr. White to highlight that passage, and I should also add that it's inscribed by Ms. J.H. White at the beginning, thanking my father. I don't know what he did, but it said, thank you for helping this book come to fruition. So this is very special to me. It's very special to be with y'all here today. And what a great event. I've not been in this gym and since I played against what can be described as the Harlem Globetrotters, and Larry Griggs and I held the mayor up to dunk the ball many years ago. I think we won, I'm not sure. But so happy to be here with y'all today. And as we move along, I'm gonna ask of Miss Totten to come up and give the invocation, please.
Good evening. To the MVSU Foundation board members, Dr. Briggs, program participants, other distinguished guests, visitors, and friends, please bow your head and say the 23rd Psalm with me. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Most of us learned this prayer while we were very young, and through the years you've probably recited it dozens of times. But have you ever really given much thought to what it's actually saying? If you will indulge me for a few minutes, I want to show you how powerful this prayer really is. The Lord is my shepherd. God is not only saying that he will guide and protect us, he's also speaking of the relationship he wants to have with us. I shall not want. This is God's promise that he will supply all of our needs. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. God wants us to get our rest because we will need it to survive this journey called life. He leadeth me beside the still waters. Still waters are calming. God wants to lead us to a place of peace where there are no distractions. He wants us to trust him, and he wants us to do it confidently. Bear in mind that water is essential for life. We drink it and we use it to clean ourselves. He restoreth my soul. God knows we'll need to be refreshed so that we can persevere as we deal with the cares of this world. He also knows that there will be times that we will need to be healed spiritually, physically, and mentally. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness. God wants to lead and guide us so that we can make the right choices for his name's sake. Here, God is reminding us that we exist for his benefit or purpose, not ours. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, God knows that we will be tested. I will fear no evil. God promises to protect us against Satan and the forces of evil. For thou art with me. God is assuring us that we don't have to be afraid because he's with us. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. God is letting us know that his rod will protect us and his staff will guide us. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. God is reminding us that even in our darkest hour, we can depend on him because he's a faithful shepherd. He won't let us down. Thou anointest my head with oil. God declares that we are his sacred, special creatures. My cup runneth over. This is God's promise that he will give us more than we could ever imagine. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Because God is merciful, he promises to bless, love, and protect us as long as we live. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord. This is God's promise of security, the promise that he will provide for our physical, mental, and spiritual needs forever. God declared these promises for all eternity. Now I want to share a few words of wisdom or food for thought to help you as you journey through this life. What you put out comes back all the time, no matter what. You define your own life. Don't let other people write your script. Whatever someone did to you in the past has no power over the present. Only you give it power. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. Worrying is a waste of time. Use the same energy for doing something about whatever worries you. What you believe has more power than what you dream or what you wish or hope for. You become what you believe. If the only prayer you ever say is thank you, that will be enough. The happiness you feel is in direct proportion to the love you give. Failure is a signpost to turn you in another direction. If you make a choice that goes against what everyone else thinks, the world would not fall apart. Trust your instincts. Intuition doesn't lie. Love yourself, and then learn to extend that love to others in every encounter. Let passion drive your profession. Find a way to get paid doing what you love, then every paycheck will be a bonus. Love doesn't hurt. It feels really good. Right, Willie? Every day brings a chance to start over. In light of Mother's Day, being a mother is the hardest job on earth. Women everywhere must declare it so. Doubt means don't. Don't move, don't answer, don't rush forward. When you don't know what to do, get still. The answer will come. And finally, trouble don't last always, because whatever it is you're going through, this too shall pass.
You know, it's really a unique experience to have so many great athletes and in one building. You got Satellite Titan and myself. Came in third place in the triple jump in 1989, and we'll hold on to that for a long time. I don't know what Titan did. Somebody told me he did something. Would like to call Mr. Jordan Freeman, board member of the MVSU J.H. White Foundation, for some comments.
To our president, Dr. Briggs, MVSU administration, faculty, staff, students, alumni, and friends and supporters of MVSU. My name is Jordan Freeman, and I bring greetings on behalf of the Mississippi Valley State University James Herbert White Foundation. It's an honor to have each of you here today as we look to celebrate the founding of our beloved institution. Looking back over Valley's history, I'm proud to say that we've come a long way. What started as a small vocational college has now blossomed into a unit that provides hundreds with a valuable education, a nurturing home, and a collegiate experience like no other. With those three things in mind, and being recognized as something near and dear to our hearts, the foundation seeks to continue similar opportunities for students in the future. Through events like tonight's Gala, we aim to bring the community together for an evening of acknowledging faithful alumni and supporters, while also celebrating the institution through camaraderie, entertainment, and food. The foundation utilizes functions of this nature to garner scholarships, establish partnerships, and strengthen relationships between the campus, community, and our surrounding communities and municipalities. With that, we hope tonight serves as an inspiration for each of you here to continue supporting our dear Mississippi Valley State University. We know your love for green and white runs deep, and we just want to encourage your continued support in any way you can. Again, we bring you greetings, and we hope you enjoy tonight's program. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Freeman. And now we'd like to call on Dr. Gerald Briggs, Sr., President of Mississippi Valley State University.
Well, good evening. As I always start when I give remarks or a greeting, I always start the same way. And that's saying it's a beautiful night to be where? On the campus of Mississippi Valley State University, folks. It really is. And I want to just take an opportunity on the entire Valley family to greet you all here to this very auspicious occasion. An opportunity for us to gather and support our beloved university, to give thanks, to recognize, to really be supportive of what we're doing here at the university, and the James Herbert White Foundation is an integral part in that success. So on behalf of the university, I want to thank the board for all the support, the love, the continued things given to the university to again assure that we do what? We move forward. You all have probably heard the university's 8-word vision, and if you haven't, I'm going to say it again. Those 8 words are one goal. That one goal speaks about student success. Everything here tonight is geared to help our students be successful. That one team is university and community stakeholders, like all of us here tonight doing what? Working together. Working together. That one valley is school pride, second to none. We love us some Mississippi Valley State University, don't we, folks? We really do. And when we say in motion, it means more than just those words. It really speaks about us being strategic in our growth and our health to assure that our university continues to prosper, continues to do what we say we do, provide that educational opportunity for our students. And we know that we do that. But again, we do that by all of us, again, supporting each other, working together, and moving the university forward. I want to real quickly, when we talk about being in motion, just highlight one thing that happened this semester. I think that everyone knows that every 10 years, a university goes through a reaffirmation of their accreditation, where we have a group to evaluate us, tell us what we're doing right, tell us where we have some challenges, tell us what we might be doing wrong. So we went through that process this year, and actually the reaffirmation team visited our campus probably about 6 weeks ago. And what they do again is they assess our process. They assess everything as far as what the university is supposed to be doing, and are we doing what we say that we're doing. And at the end of that visit, they give recommendations, or they make questions, they answer questions about some things we might need to do differently at the university, those findings. Now, it's very rare, it's actually almost never ever happens that a university doesn't have any recommendations or any findings from that visit. So when we had that closing conference with the committee, they told us, how many recommendations did we have? 0. How many findings did we have? 0. So I want to personally thank everyone who was involved in that process, but especially Ms. Dr. Freeman. I know I saw her here for her diligence in leading us through that process. So again, when we talk about all the great things happening at the university, when we talk about all of that, again, it's events like this that helps to support our students in their matriculation, their growth, their success. And I know that we wouldn't be where we are today if it wasn't for events like this, if it wasn't for the foundation, if it wasn't for our university community. So again, on behalf of the Mississippi Valley State University family, I greet you all, and let's have a really, really great time. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Briggs. Now I'd like to ask George Ivory, head basketball coach of Mississippi Valley State, to come up for a few words. Coach Ivory.
Good afternoon to everyone. Everyone looks so lovely. I'm not going to speak long because they put me behind so many great speakers in right before dinner. So they didn't want me to talk long, so I'm going to get to the purpose of what this is all about. I would like to thank Dr. Briggs, Ms. Cadney, and her foundation for what they're doing tonight. It's a great occasion, and we're going to just talk about this purpose for a minute. The Awards Gala purpose. Although MVSU J.H. White Foundation Awards Gala is a fundraiser, the main purpose of this event is to bring the community, internal and external, together for an evening of acknowledging alumni and supporters, and to celebrate MVSU through camaraderie, entertainment, and food. We want to establish partnerships, strengthen relationships between the campus, communities, surrounding communities, municipals. The award gala will be held annually in April on the university campus during Founders Week. And I'm putting this little bit in, y'all in the gym, I usually say this at the end of practice. It's time to party, get on the line. Y'all have a great night.
So as we move on, it is my distinct honor to introduce to you Mr. Jerry D. Redmond, the 23rd, and he's written in my program, and the best president of the MVSU National Alumni Association. So put your hands together for Mr. Redmond.
Good evening. It is just always a pleasure to be home and to be amongst our lovers of Mississippi Valley State University. Everyone is looking so lovely. Give yourselves a round of applause. My goodness. It is with so much honor and pride that the National Alumni Association is here to share in our efforts with the James Herbert White Foundation. For those of you that do not know, our National Alumni House is actually the original home of Dr. James Herbert White and his lovely wife. So we have the pleasure of maintaining that glacier estate that is on 101 Delta Drive just across the space. So if you're ever in the area and want to gaze upon and spend some time in the Alumni House, please don't hesitate to reach out to the Alumni Association so that you'll be able to see all of the great things that we have planned for that wonderful estate. It's a destination for our alumni. Alumni that are here with us, let's make some noise. Let's let them know we're glad to support alumni. All right. Thank you, LaFleur County Chapter and Sunflower County Chapter, for your tremendous support to the foundation and all that you do. We're just grateful that the Alumni Association, the MVSU V Club, the James Herbert White Foundation, all of us are working towards Dr. Briggs' 8-word vision to help most definitely have that team solid. So we are excited to be a part of this, and I won't be before you long, because when I get to talking about Valley and alumni, we'll be here all night. Now, the reason that we were here, celebrating our honorees. This is where we pay homage to individuals in designated disciplines and areas that are very true pillars in their industries. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring up the Honorable Mayor, Carolyn McAdams, that is not Peyton Fentel, but she's going to do a wonderful job instead. Mayor.
Thank you, Jerry. That was my punchline, that I was not Peyton Fidel. As you can see, he's a little bit taller and slender, unfortunately. But it is wonderful to be here tonight. I love this event. It looks amazing in here. The campus looks amazing driving in. It's always such a pleasure to be on the campus of Mississippi Valley State University, as always. This event is so much fun. Dr. Briggs and I were talking earlier, and he said, "We're so glad you're here." And I said, "Are you kidding me? This is the event of the season. I mean, they can throw a party right here in Mississippi Valley State University." So thank you, and I'm honored to be able to give the award. You know, sometimes it's great to even give an award. It's just as exciting to give it. I feel like I'm at the Oscars. So here we go. Everybody looks so amazing, as I said. The award for Outstanding Philanthropist honors an individual or company with a proven record of exceptional generosity, who through direct financial support demonstrates outstanding civic and charitable responsibility, and whose generosity encourages others to take philanthropy leadership roles on a community level. The recipient of this year's Outstanding Philanthropist Award has exhibited these traits to the communities it served since 1938. Over the past few years, specifically coming out of the pandemic, this company has supported Mississippi Valley State University not only financially, but through service, as the needs for broadband have increased to better serve our students and our faculty. Therefore, it is no surprise this year's Outstanding Philanthropist Award goes to Delta Electric Power Association.
Very well. Now, to present the Community Service Award, we have Ms. Angela Curry Gordon, board member of the Mississippi Valley State University James Herbert White Foundation. Give her a hand as she comes.
Good evening. The Community Service Award of the Mississippi Valley State University J.H. White Foundation is presented each year in recognition of an individual or company's outstanding contribution to our communities. This year's recipient is a community bank that goes beyond traditional bank offerings. This institution also provides non-traditional resources that support the well-being of our community. This evening, we present the J.H. White Foundation Community Service Award to the Bank of Commerce.
Moving right along, now in the area of education, we will have our very own Mr. Damian Shaw, Vice President for University Advancement, to come and present in the area of education.
Thank you so much. Last year, we had a survey to our students to help us choose the recipient for the Education Award. This time, we decided to do something just a little bit different. As you know, Dr. Briggs pointed out earlier that we've reached a very good time at the university. The team worked very hard on the SACS reaffirmation, and the committee did a tremendous job of providing all the documentation and all the information needed so that we can get those 0 recommendations. And we're so very proud of that. And without that, we would not be able to do the educational business that we do at the university. And without the university and the education and the students that we serve, there will be no need for the foundation or an event such as this. So it gives me great pleasure to present the Education Award this year to a young lady who was very instrumental in ensuring that we passed all the marks in high colors. And if you all will, I would like for you to stand for me and give a warm, warm round of applause to Dr. Sharon Freeman for all of the hard work that she's done for this institution, for our students, and for this foundation. As she comes up, Dr. Freeman also volunteered her time to help the university, the foundation, develop our strategic plan. And we're forever grateful, and it's not one time that we've called her and she hadn't come through and performed for us, so we're so grateful. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Freeman!
We're talking about truly dedicated to the university for years. We're grateful for her and the entire team that worked along to secure our accreditation. Now we move to the Chairman Award and presentation by none other than our great True Leadership Chair, Ms. Jean Cagney, MVSU James Herbert White Foundation. Give her a hand.
Good evening. This week, we commemorate the birth of our university, and we celebrate all who had a critical role in the growth of this university. As we reflect on our journey and the many milestones along the way, tonight the MVSU J.H. White Foundation honors the university's 4th president, Dr. William W. Sutton, and his wife, our First Lady, Mrs. Leatrice Hubbard Sutton, for their contributions to this university's rich tapestry. In 1988, Mississippi Valley State University was under the threat of closure. Nevertheless, Dr. William W. Sutton accepted the presidency. Valley had a $13.2 million financial aid liability to the federal government. We were $3.2 million in debt. 10 years later, Dr. Sutton retired. This university was no longer under threat of closure. He refused to write a plan for the closure of this university as a part of the heirs desegregation case. Dr. Sutton fought hard to serve and to promote the Valley. 5 additional academic programs were added, 2 new graduate programs, elementary education and criminal justice. Enrollment increased. We had a debt-free university. Street lights were installed. There was a $12 million appropriations for a new administration building, which was later named in his honor. The acquisition of a TV station outlet, a 46-passenger and a 51-passenger bus was purchased. The chiller plant for air conditioning connections was completed, and the list goes on. Dr. Sutton worked tirelessly, continuing to build on the foundation laid by Dr. J.H. White Dr. Boyer, Dr. Borkins, and his service to this university strengthened this university and expanded the university's circle of supporters. Tonight, we honor Dr. Sutton and Mrs. Sutton's legacy. 10 years of leadership, consistency, and perseverance. And we established a scholarship in their honor in the amount of $45,000. And I asked his daughter, Miss Allison Sutton, and his niece, Dr. McNair, to please join me at the podium. We also present Dr. Sutton with this year's 2023 MVSU Foundation Chairman's Award.
It is good to be back on the Valley campus. I have fond memories of the decade my parents spent here, and I visited often. I do see familiar faces, and others I don't know have greeted me warmly. Thank you. My father, at 92 years old, would tell you that in his long educational journey, which started in a very humble, he had humble beginnings, much like Valley. And at the end of his career in higher education, teaching and in administration, he felt strongly before he retired and all during the 10 years that he was here, that he was completing his career at a place which made him feel it was the pinnacle of his success. He had returned to his home state. My father is from Lawrence County, Monticello, Mississippi. And so this meant a whole lot to him. And so for you to honor him years after he's retired and to remember him is beautiful. Thank you.
We have a brief video message from Dr. Sutton.
Greetings to President Briggs, Mississippi Valley State University, and its students, and to board members and all who helped this university become what it is now and what it will be in the future. I wish I could be there with you at this Gala affair. I'm grateful to all of you that I had the opportunity to spend 10 years here. At 92, I'm not traveling as much, but I'm still kicking, just not as high. Most of you will remember my wife, Mrs. Beatrice Hubbard Sutton, and she enjoyed being here with you as I did. So thanks for both of us. It is a high honor to be recognized as you're doing today, but thank you for me and my wife who enjoyed to stay on this campus. I will treasure this award, but I want you to know I treasure you more than any award could be given. Thank you all for being here today and giving me the honor to be recognized. It's because of you that I'm here and able to wish you well and continue to carry this university to new heights. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
For those of you that may not have known, my first job in higher education was here at Mississippi Valley State University, and I had the pleasure of working under Dr. Sutton's administration. He was indeed a true treasure in leadership, and I was grateful for the opportunity to serve in the Fine Arts Department under his administration, and he was my college president. This has been a wonderful, wonderful evening. I'm going to now turn you back over to the hands of my counterpart. You guys have kind of had ebony and ivory tonight in terms of hosting, but we'll have our MC to close us out, and as we get ready to trip the fandango and have a good time this evening with our music guests. Come on up. Give him a hand as he comes.
Thank you, Jerry. Wow, what a great night. What a fantastic celebration of MVSU. I hope that everyone from all around, from Sunflower to Washington to Shelby County to LaFleur County, realizes what a gem we have in Mississippi Valley State University. Thank y'all so much.